The Beja people are an ethnic group inhabiting Sudan, as well as parts of Eritrea, Egypt, and the Sahara Desert. They speak the Beja language as a mother tongue, which belongs to the Afroasiatic family. SIL Ethnologue cites an estimate of a total population of 1.2 million based on information dating to 1982. More recent estimates cite a total population close to 2.5 million. History. The Beja are a traditionally pastoralist Cushitic people native to the territory in the extreme northeast of Sudan. They were partially Christianized in the 6th century, and the southern Beja were part of the Kingdom of Axum in the early medieval period. The Beja were Islamized beginning in the 15th century. The now Islamic Beja participated in the further Muslim conquest of Sudan, expanding southward. The Hadendawa Beja by the 18th century dominated much of eastern Sudan. In the Mahdist War of the 1880s to 1890s, the Beja fought on either side. The Hadendawa siding with the rebels while the Bisharan and Amara sided with the British. The Beja Congress was formed in 1952 with the aim of pursuing regional autonomy against the government in Khartoum. Frustrated by the lack of progress, the Beja Congress joined the insurgent National Democratic Alliance in the 1990s. The Beja Congress effectively controlled a part of eastern Sudan centered around Garora and Hamshko-Ribe. The Beja Congress sabotaged the oil pipeline to Port Sudan several times during 1999 and 2000. In 2003, they rejected the peace deal arranged between the Sudanese government and the SPLM-A, and allied with the rebel movement of the Darfur region, the Sudan Liberation Army, in January 2004. A peace agreement was signed with the government of Sudan in October 2006. In general elections in April 2010, the Beja Congress did not win a single seat in the National Assembly in Khartoum. In anger over alleged election fraud and the slow implementation of the peace agreement, the Beja Congress in October 2011 withdrew from the agreement, and later announced an alliance with the Sudan Revolutionary Front. Geography. The general area the Beja people inhabit is the land between the Nile River and the Red Sea in Sudan, Eritrea and eastern Egypt, called the Saharan Eastern Desert. Most of them live in the Sudanese states of Red Sea around Port Sudan, River Nile, Al-Qadaraf and Kasola, as well as in northern Red Sea, Gashbarka, and Anseba regions in Eritrea, and southeastern Egypt. There are smaller populations of other Beja ethnic groups further north into Egypt's eastern desert. Some Beja groups are nomadic. The Karga Oasis in Egypt's western desert is home to a large number of Kamhat Bisharan who were displaced by the Aswan High Dam. Jebel Uvinit is revered by the Kamhat. Names. The Beja have been named Lemies in Roman times, Buggers in Aksumite inscriptions in Gez, and Fuzzy Wuzzy by Rudyard Kipling. Kipling was specifically referring to the Hadendawa, who fought the British, supporting the Mahdi, a Sudanese leader of a rebellion against the Turkish rule administered by the British. Language. The Beja speak Beja or Tibedovi, an Afroasiatic language usually classified as Cushitic, but sometimes seen as an independent branch. The French linguist Didier Morin has made an attempt to bridge the gap between Beja and another branch of Cushitic, namely Lowland East Cushitic languages and in particular Afar and Saho. The linguistic hypothesis being historically grounded on the fact that the three languages were once geographically contiguous. Most Beja speak the Beja language, however certain subclans do not. The Beniamas for instance speak a variety of Tigra, while most of the Halenga speak a mix of Bedouin and Arabic. Even though the influence of Arabic cannot be denied, Beja speakers do not consider that their language is today an endangered language. The very fact that the highest moral and cultural values of this society are in one way or the other linked to their expression in Beja, that Beja poetry is still highly praised, and that the claims over the Beja land are only valid when expressed in Beja. A very strong social factors in favor of its preservation. True enough, Arabic is considered as the language of modernity, but it is also very low in the scale of Beja cultural values, as it is a means of transgressing social prohibitions. Beja is still the prestigious language for most of its speakers because it conforms to the ethical values of the community. Subdivisions. The Bekas are divided into clans. These lineages include the Bisharan, Hedeb, Hadendawa, the Amorite, Beni Amer, Halanger and Hamran, some of whom are partly mixed with Bedouins in the east. Beja society was traditionally organized into independent kingdoms. According to Al-Yaqubi, there were 6 such Beja polities that existed between Aswan and Massawa during the 9th century. Among these were the Kingdom of Bizine, Kingdom of Belgian, Kingdom of Jawan, Kingdom of Nagash, Kingdom of Qitaa and Kingdom of Tankish. Bekas believed that they are the descendants of Sekhmet and her human consort. Some Egyptian Bejawi clans believe that they are descendants of Mahes, warrior chiefs of high priests of Ammon at Thebes, priest kings Pinajamai, Susenis I and Esorkon the Elder, and their armies are believed to be the ancestors of Egypt's western desert Bejawi. Omdar's Sheikh Kamhako al-Halaki was last remnant of one of Egypt's oldest surviving lineages. His death in 1936 was widely considered the death knell for the Kamhat Bisharan. Egyptologist Heinrich Bruch traced Kamhako Kija tribal clans through female lines to the 20th dynasty Wehemazut. Egyptologist Zachariah Gonaim traced their ancestress mother to an even earlier dynasty.